I'm using my gel medium. I grabbed a little bit of black from my palette over here and just added it to the gel, to this, not gel medium, this glazing medium. And I still think it's too dark. So I put another little puddle here, and I'm going to just clean off my brush a little bit. I'm going to get, there we go, get some color, just lighten this out, thin it out. I don't want to add, I want to add smaller layers of dark color to my painting. And I can go here and I can just, where it would be dark, where the two edges come together, maybe I just want to do this and just sort of hint a little bit. And maybe I don't have enough darker color, but when this dries I can add more. But I want to start, and it can get streaky. That's one thing about acrylics, you want to try to pick up a little more darker color. And if you overbrush it too much, it can get cloudy on you. So this is something that'll take a little practice. And sometimes I let it dry and I go over it again and again. Sometimes it just looks dirty. But we're going to be able to fix up whatever we mess up here. You can always paint over it. Remember that as you're doing things with acrylic. Just going to move it around here. Brush it out. It's going to give this just a little hint of, it's going to increase the sense of form. There's this acrylics dry fast. They have a whole different property than oils. Oils tend to, if you're good with a pencil, oil's really wonderful because it behaves more like pencil would, in that you can gradually just add and you can blend a little better. It's a little difficult to blend, but we can work it out. We just keep fussing with it and we can get it worked out. And this is the first layer, so don't be too intimidated by it. See how I'm scraping it over in some of those areas where the brush strokes were? It kind of catches the high points. It's kind of neat. But I can work this. And we don't want to overwork this glaze. Like I said, the glaze, as it dries, if you go back over it and it's just sticky, it tends to tear it up, and it clouds up and tears up. So we just want to let it go. Let it dry. We can always go back over, add some more. But I keep just grabbing a little bit of color with my glazing medium. Because when I'm done, I'm going to go over this whole thing. So this whole thing is going to end up shiny. Just keep adding my color in. And these little valleys where there would be. And it dries clearer. So some of this you won't notice. Some of this will actually look better than it does when it's wet. It'll dry a little bit better. Just go light on it. You can always darken it up later, right? And we're going to build these layers of glazing. You can see, it's hard to see it in this light because my color is actually a little more muted in real life than they are in the video here. And it may be because I have artificial lights on. I think yesterday all I was using was my natural light, my skylights in my kitchen here. I have natural lights on right now, or lights in my kitchen on, artificial light, and that's going to change the color of things a little bit, the way you see it. My video here. But you get the idea that we're adding a little more sense of volume just by getting those edges. And I'll go in here, pick up color as I need it. Pick up more of that black. And again, you don't have to use black. You could use a purple or some other color that you think a shadow might be. Just think of any kind of cool color. You think of cool, think of like from laying in the grass. Grass is cool, so green tends to be a cool color. Colors that remind you of sunshine, like yellow, maybe orange, those colors would be considered warm colors. So you can experiment with the colors you use in your shadows. I'm just using black because I'm just tinting it a little bit. Or shading, should I say. Okay, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to actually do this also in my sucker here because I wanted this to be a round sucker. This one over here. So I'm just going to vary my color here a little bit by just adding some places that I think might be a little darker. And you can stick a ball, something on your table, and just look at the lighting and to give you some idea. This might be dark down here because it could be more in the shadows, particularly behind it. So we're going to make this look like one of those little round lollipops. But again, this technique, this glazing, is a really nice thing to practice because when you get good at it, and you can do layer on layer of glazing, it's a little tedious, but boy, your little eyeballs when you draw portraits look a little more lifelike. It's just some really cool stuff. And already we have some sense of volume coming here. And again, this edge here was one of my edges. So maybe I'll just darken this edge a little bit just by going over it with this glazing. A little bit of shadow there. So I'll let you work on where you might want to place your shadows. Let your little layers dry. If you're not happy with it, go back over it a second time and just work with this glazing medium, picking up a little bit at a time. And again, I put this on a clean palette because once it dries, it's not like the other. It just doesn't behave anymore. But it's cloudy but it will dry clear. So we'll come back later and I'll let you work on your shading.